Hello friends, it's Terry with Terry's Mailbox presenting this very spooky etc. tag for the Funkie Junkie boutique. This mixed media scene is a lot of fun because, again, I used all kinds of different techniques on here, and I will walk you through the entire process. So I started with a baseboard window. It's one of the newer sets. I think I bought it in April or so, and it's out of a Windows etc. board. And so what I'm doing is I'm just coloring it with black soot ink. Again, I wanted it to be a little bit darker, a little bit grungier, a little bit spookier. So, adding the ink really allowed me to change the color on the window. And so then what I did was I added the Shattered Ideology pane to the background. And I love this thing because it's got a bunch of holes in it and it just kind of adds to the spookiness. And I will be adding some witches behind it. So this is the Bat etc. set. And so I pulled out these three pieces because, again, I want to create a shelf. And then I also want to decorate the top with the one piece that is a little more spider webby. So again, I'm just kind of using a flat brush and black acrylic paint and just painting these pieces. It'll kind of make here into the background, and you'll see that when I get the background done because it is very deep dark purple. So again, I'm just kind of finishing up painting. I'm going to flip the one shelf over because you'll be able to see the underside of that, so I want to make sure that I get that one covered well. And so here's my witches from one of the Halloween paper doll sets. So I wanted to trim them off so they fit within the window. This is one of the older brooms. So again, I trimmed it as well so that it would also fit within the window. So now we're going to start my favorite ink smooshing. So this is Villainous Potion and Black Soot ink. So again, I'm smooshing it on my craft mat, adding a lot of water here. And then we'll go ahead and spray the heavyweight distress cardstock as well. And that, as you can see, has been cut to the shape of an etc. tag. So I've got kind of the first layer of purple on here. And, again, I'm going to continue kind of dipping and drawing until I like it. But in the end with this one, I ended up putting it in my messy box and using the spray stains because, again, I was getting better coverage using direct-to-piece spray stains. So this is the Villainous Potion. And then we're going to top it off with some Twisted Citron and Carved Pumpkin. Again, kind of wanted the brighter colors to kind of peek through on the back of this tag. Again, wanted the back to be very spooky, but again, really wanted to have, some interest there. So again, I've pulled out the Distress Black Soot ink, and I am just ink blending the perimeter of the tag and also on the areas of the tag where it wasn't very clear. So again, I'm just, kind of the lighter areas because, again, I wanted it to be dark, grungy, creepy, spooky, all those things I was going for. So again, once I've got that done, I pulled out the new stamp CMS 466 Shattered, and I added black archival ink and kind of stamped it in a few places. I also wanted to add a glow-in-the-dark eyeball. So at this point, I am just applying the glow texture paste to a scrap piece of cardstock, and then I'm going to cut the eyeball pieces that you see off there to the left to create an eyeball. So here's the tag so far. So again, I've got it attached to the etc. tag, and you can see I also stitched the perimeter, which obviously I did before I glued it on to the background. So now we're going to start playing with Crypt texture paste. And again, this one's been around for a few years. Usually it's come out for Halloween. So again, I'm using one of the gravestones here, and I'm just kind of using my fingers to kind of blob on the paste because, again, I want it to kind of look like old, crusty pieces. I also have the 3 skulls there that I'm going to go ahead and add the crypt paste as well using my finger. So again, this is, again, Tim Holtz is certainly products where you can get your fingers inky and grungy and just have a lot of fun. Feel like a kindergartner. So again, I'm just adding more grip paste here onto my skulls. This is just, this one's too much fun. So then I also added some grip paste onto that shelf that I took off screen, sorry. So right now what I'm doing is just adding collage medium to that webbed piece, and I want to put that at the top. And I've got the witches there kind of for placement to see where I want to put the lower shelf. So I use that second bat-like piece to add the base to the holder for the shelf, and then we'll go ahead, and I pulled out my hot glue gun to go ahead and just make sure that I had things attached really, really well. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that shelf, and you can see that I've got, I've got some grip paste on there, I've got some moss on there, just, adding pieces on there. So now I am using the 1/4 inch piece spacer pieces that were included with the trim, etc. tag set. And so I'm going ahead and just adding a layer, and then I decided, well, not quite deep enough. So I'm going to go ahead and add a second layer of those small trims on using my hot glue gun. So we'll get that second one lined up, and then we'll go ahead and add more hot glue to the bottom so we're adding the hot glue there. And then we'll go ahead and center that over the witches. Too much fun. So I'm still using the hot glue here. That's what I'm going to use to attach the gravestone and the skull's head. And then in the end, I did dig out a few bones, and ended up, I broke one in half so that I could kind of use them both and bring them from the backside of the shelf, and then kind of stuck the other 2 in different places so that, that again, they were apparent and you could see them. So I've got that 31. This also came from one of the ephemera packs, recent ephemera packs. And so here is how I ended up putting the whole thing together. You can see there's my glow-in-the-dark eyeball. Again, I layered that one using that glow grip paste, which was fun. You can see there that I've got the sentiment strips glued on there, and you can see that there is a spider there with a red body done with alcohol ink on one of the etc. things. So I'm showing you there the sides where I've got 2 of the there's 1/4 inch tags lined up there. You can see there's the bones. Again, this was a great fun project. I can't wait to display this one. So here is the view in the dark. Again, I obviously couldn't have it totally dark, but you can see that eyeball really glows. So again, it's Terry with Terry's Mailbox, posting for the Funky Junkie. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Blogger. Please come and subscribe.